What's going on, guys? Want to welcome you back. Look, we all know why you're here today, and that's because hopefully you love discard. And is Scorn going to give the promise, the hope back to once the dominant archetype? It's been a while since, outside of Hela, discard has reigned supreme in the meta. And I'm here to tell you Scorn is actually pretty damn cool and offers way more than just ridiculous value in terms of power for her cost. It's probably been a while since you've played the archetype, so I'm going to give my thoughts on some of the cards and where they land right now in the current meta. Now, if you're wondering, Cozy, you're not putting up that much content on both channels. You guys know, for one thing, I love putting out content. I try to be very dependable there. Unfortunately, dealing with a loss in the family quite close. And so it's been a little bit of a crazy week. Hopefully, we're going to get things back to normal here. But I had to give you guys my first thoughts on Scorn. And then tomorrow, we have a new limited time game mode in high voltage. I'm pumped for the video that I have planned for that. Now, in Marvel Snap, Scorn is a 1-cost 2-power card, and when you discard this, return it to your hand, give it +2 power and one of your other cards in play. Alrighty, guys, let's go and kick off with the star ratings here, and we start with the competitive tier for Scorn. And this is definitely a difficult card to rank, right? Because we're not looking at her outside of discard. Clearly, that's where you're going to play her outside of some more on the gimmick side of decks. And listen, a Baby Apocalypse here kind of returns discard to what it was. Very formula based and just works out in great curve. A card at low cost that you want to get rid of, that you can play late, have Dracula boost up, giving him more purpose, MODOK more purpose. Sword Masters can have a much better synergy here as well. And with the arrival of, reworks to Moon Knight and more targeted discard, the entire archetype feels very solid at the moment. Scorn is going to be a necessary piece moving forward. I will say this, right? 55% win rate is about where the collector discard is at with Swarm in the deck. So if you absolutely can't get her, listen, discard's still playable, but Scorn is going to be a necessary piece. And I found her really helping the overall deck, the cards, the flow, the curve, kind of everything that you're looking for. And this is all wrapped up in a freaking 1-cost card. We've seen this with cards that only work in a couple of decks, that they really get a big power boost, and we can see that with Scorn here, getting to crazy numbers for a 1-cost card. With all that under consideration, let's give her a 4 out of 5, and if you're just like all in on the discard, listen, you don't need me, you don't even need this video to tell you that you need to get the card. And when it comes to the fun category, that just depends on how much you enjoy playing discard, but I do know when I do play the archetype, I like playing fast and loose and not really caring what I get rid of. Gone are the days that you're crossing your fingers that Hela doesn't get discarded from your deck. You've got Scorn alongside Proxima Midnight and others that you just don't care. And it's a much more fun way to play the archetypes. So definitely I'll give her like a 3.5 out of 5 here. Flexibility, not so great, right? I mean, listen, this isn't a knock on the card because she's so good. She honestly couldn't be flexible or she would be way too strong. So gonna give her about a 1.5 here. Discard's the main role. May fit into other decks, but highly doubt it. And then lastly, we have the stability department, and it just kind of depends on how good this discard deck is. If it just takes over completely, will they have to take her down a power point or not? I don't think so, but if things did get out of control, then Scorn would be the obvious piece that they would probably adjust. We've seen this happen before with Apocalypse, and then they brought him back, right? And so hopefully nothing changes, but do be on the lookout if, the meta is just swarmed by Scorn. Then, there might be adjustments. So obviously a lot of power kicking out to the board here, and it doesn't feel like a card that you have to go all in on, right? Like if you only discard her a couple of times, you're getting that value, and heck, it's just another card in your hand that you don't care if some of those non-target discards like Gambit hit. It's just going to be nice to get the extra power gain. And opposed to Swarm, who's going to be kind of the competition with her a little bit, you don't have to worry about as much with MODOK, which is nice. Still have to play Scorn down if you don't get her high enough with Dracula. But again, if you haven't played the archetype in a while, let's cover some of the discard options. But let's go one by one here. First, we got Meek, came out in like January, has seen some buffs, one nerf, and now we've got this interesting 1-cost card that I think will find its place in some decks. Scorn, to me, is going to win the spot over him if there's only a couple of 1-cost cards, including Blade. And so definitely not a bad option if you're, not running Proxima Midnight and some other cards. But you're going to have to go more discard heavy. Not necessarily horrible, though. Outside of that, we're going to skip Black Knight, things like that, ones that we don't need to talk about too much. Blade, I'm sure you've seen it since, but he does get rid of the card on the right side of the hand. This is always just really solid. Good to hold on to him late, good to play early. Blade should be in just about every single deck that you play in discard. Morbius is exactly how you left him. He should definitely be played in one lane, hold, pressure a lane that they obviously want to win. Sometimes you're going to support this lane with things like Swarm, or in this case, maybe Scorn, or your other kind of discard options like Swordmaster, Calling Wing. That's at least how I like to play it. Obviously, has earned a spot in decks as well. Wolverine, not going to make the cut unless you're just, missing out on options. Swarm, I talked about this in the Snapchat. I think Scorn will take his spot a good amount of the times, but he's fantastic in Collector. Only really awkward when it comes down to trying to get a Dracula to pop off and when to play that. If you've played discard, you've been in that situation before. I still love Swarm. We're in a meta where all the locations are being filled quite often, and so it's definitely nice to have a lot of cards to throw down all at once. Calling Wing was kind of out of the meta for a while, or at least the meta in discard, but now obviously going to make its way back in with Scorn. Definitely put that in your decks to get things, chugging, in the first couple of turns of the game. Gambit. Listen, most discard options now outside of a couple have targeting discards. Gambit's not one of them. I'm playing Gambit in most of my decks. He's a little chaotic, can mess up a Dracula, a MODOK if he discards it. He thrives the best when we're in meta with big, strong cards. Right now, we've got these Agent Venom decks, Zoo decks, things like that. And so his impact isn't as great. However, it's Gambit. You're going to have a good time. He does pretty well in what he likes to do within the game, and especially with more cards wanting to get discard. I think Gambit's not a bad option. I can't talk today to save my life. Moon Knight. Kind of essential. I mean, this guy outside of in one of my decks, this is your tech option. You don't have Shang-Chi's in your deck typically. Storm has made, her way out since the early days. Moon Knight is to attack those decks that need their hand. They depend on their combos, and you're feasting off the APOC growing or the Proxima being played down. Incredible curve card. Really a main staple of discard now. Absolutely love it. I know if you're coming back, you're like, I never played this card. You definitely should now. Corvus is like Gambit, falls in the same degree. Again, we have more cards that are willing to be discarded. Maybe we see a deck with Wolverine even involved, and so you play him without worrying. The extra energy does matter. I think it actually is kind of nice, and, we'll have to see if he makes his way in Scorn. I have one deck with him, one without, but I do like Corvus and the extra energy he provides. Lady Sif, nothing's changed. This card's been the same since beta, and it's still doing its thing perfectly. I have her in most of my discard card options. Really just to get rid of APOC, that's her main option. Get a little bit of power over to Morbius. Lady Sif still like she's been. Swordmaster. Now, before Scorn, not great. Okay, gets rid of an odd card in your hand, which isn't that many that you actually want to get rid of, right? If you sort quickly here by the odds, you take a quick look, you can't see them all, but yeah, X23, sure. Outside of that, you're not looking at much that you actually want to get rid of, but Scorn is going to be one of those. And so, definitely going to get more play now, and especially with Scorn in hand. And you can avoid getting rid of cards like Dracula if you don't want to get rid of that. He's safe and just good power. 3/7's nothing to laugh at. 3/9 with Morbius. Dracula, man, I think this is going to be Dracula's best era. He was having a tough time for a while, but now he is doing what he used to do. If you don't know, he's adding the power, not just replacing his power with it. So don't play him in Jotunheim, but play him anywhere else. Buff him up. That's definitely what he likes to feast on. Collector is not going to be talked about in this group, but really solid at that. But Dracula, yeah, play him opposed to where Morbius is, and typically that's enough to win a lane. And it's getting easier and easier to, slim the deck out since Chavez left to make it more consistent. Silver Samurai, skip. I don't think he has much of a home. I think Moon Knight just does his job better. Hellcow just got a nerf, discarding only one card, but does activate. I don't want to sleep on Hellcow here. It does get rid of 2. That's disappointing, but such a safe card to play, man. This could be a much safer play than something like Gambit. We'll see how time, goes for the Hellcow. Crux of Midnight is one of those cards like Scorn that if you have, you're going to be a much better discard player. You're going to have a much better discard deck. If you don't have, you're going to feel, missing her. Incredible for Dracula. Incredible for buff decks. Really solid play on curve. Good to play even if you have nothing else. I love her. This is a very good card that you'll be replacing with, Swordmaster, Lady Sif if you don't have her. We're going to skip Black Bolt Statue. That's their own kind of archetype. MODOK has seen little play, very little for months, 6-8 months plus. Now that we're going back to the dependable options, definitely great way to finish out stuff. Little awkward with Swarm and Dracula. Now that we have Scorn, definitely see him being played a lot more. And then lastly, we have APOC, who I've seen a nerf, seen a buff, seen a nerf buff, and now we've got him where we want him. I think APOC is one of the better cards in the game, especially in the archetype that he belongs in. Him, and then obviously Morbius and Scorn are all above rate for their cost. Insane power, but they only belong in a couple of decks. So excited to see how APOC is going to be working today. All right, let's go ahead and take a look at today's deck, and it was tough to focus on just one. There's so many different cards and combination of discard options that I kind of tried them all, and I'm going to give you guys my favorite today. And then if you're looking for like the machine gun gambit deck that I have a beauty cooked up, that's going to be on a video following this one. Now there's some obvious cards here that you're going to want to have with Scorn no matter what. And in our first deck, we have Dependable discard. And in it, we have pretty much great options no matter what you're looking to play with very little risk. You're going to see decks today that have more risk than not. And of course, you know, I choose to play Gambit. You certainly don't have to. Him and Corvus Glaive are going to introduce a bit more risk as they don't have that targeting ability. But we've got Blade obviously here to help with the Scorn, as well as Calling Wing. These are going to be great opening play lines. Morbius, as always, is going to stand in his own lane. Very strong start to throw him on too. On turn 3, I typically look to Moon Knight or Lady Sif, but we do have the option of Swordmaster now if Scorn is in hand. You know, Lady Sif to build up the Apocalypse, and Moon Knight if you feel like attacking your opponent's current deck is the way to go. It just depends on the matchup, so all of these, you have a lot of flexibility at the 3-cost slot. Now, Dracula, we always want to play him on 4 on a lane that isn't our Morbius lane, and really just kind of his own lane altogether. Proxima Midnight, we're going to hope lands in our Morbius lane. If not, it's going to land in another lane to just put more pressure on the opponent. That's what I love about the card. Now, MODOK, as you guys know, typically always want to play on 5 if we can, but now we can play him on 6 with a lot more dependability. We can play MODOK and Blade together to get Scorn and Apocalypse just skyrocketing. You can just play him as a last option, and then Apocalypse and Scorn is the only thing there for Dracula. You know, now it depends on how high our APOC is and our Scorn. You can play one of them down instead. And so MODOK, we do like to play on 5, but there's a lot more flexibility to move into 6 too. And then the last deck for you guys today is Discard Buffet. And this is exactly what it sounds like. Getting rid of as many cards as possible, using Swarm and Scorn, all getting buffed up, and using things like Gwynpool to power up our Proxima Midnight. That can be played for free. Our Dawkin on the board, that's going to be hit not only with Gwynpool potentially, but also the Scorn. We have Corvus Glaive to get even more discard going and that extra energy. MODOK, I mean, there's a lot here. Dracula isn't always such a priority with this deck because of the amount of swarms and things we're going to have in our hand. But when things play out right, you've got Morbius Huge, Dawkin, Proxima Midnight, Giant, and then you could have the Dracula and APOC play as well. And tag that all together with free swarms and a Giant Swarm. This one's a good time. You're going to see me play this a lot today and the other one. And like I said, guys, there are going to be flexible options in all these decks. Proxima Midnight should be in most of them, but if you don't have her, feel free to go with, you know, the options that you do have. Corvus Glaive is a bit risky, but does give you that extra energy. I do feel like Moon Knight should be in a large majority of these decks. You could go with Meek as well. And then finally, you know, if you're really short on cards, go with the Lady Sifs, the Swordmasters in this kind of build. You really can't go wrong with any of that. All right, guys, so those are going to be the decks. Let's go ahead and hop into some battles. Mainly going to go with Discard Buffet because it's too much fun not to play. You guys are going to see how that deck plays out. Again, guys, if you have not subscribed to the channel, we have 2 months to hit 150K. That's the end of the year goal, and the goal that I set at the beginning of the year for the channel, and you guys go a long way to making those dreams come true. All right, let's go ahead and hop on in. All right, Gore is coming. We have Blade, Morbius, APOC, MODOK. Love the name. We just got some updates to those cards, too. We might have to make an updated video here. Krakoa is an interesting location for us, especially if yeah, that's fine. We'll get Morbius down now. I mean, we have a couple cards that can really feast off of this Krakoa here. Sinister London. This is hype. Dracula's almost guaranteed to die, but we don't know what kind of deck he's playing. Screw it. Let's go. It's bad. If this hits APOC again, we're going to lose our mind. Wow. We helped him out so much with these swarms, and... well, never mind. Okay. Scratch everything I just said. Because I was going to say we could play the Dracula down twice. But we do get to play the APOC down. Hold up. Yo, we've won a 50-50 3 times. What are the odds of this? This is insane. Come on, come on, come on, come on. No! Oh, he survived so long. So long, my sweet summer chariot. Okay, double Hellcow's cool. Gotta go with the 7 power now. For sure. This is going to be such a wild game.
I am reborn.
Okay. Oh my god. We got to do this both times. Yeah, because we get the Scorn twice. Yeah, we got to do it, right? I think we do this and then this right here. That is going to be our play, ladies and gentlemen. What an absolute wild game this is. Scorn's going to go be popping off. If we didn't lose that Drac, though. But we're going all in here. We need to, you know, we got to get this APOC as big as possible.
You won't need this anymore.
I feel like it was a bit of a mistake for him not to go with all that in the right side, but it's going to come down to who has the bigger APOC. And we have the Scorn, too. We won't be able to play the Scorn, but it doesn't matter, I guess. And we have a Morbius, which is insane. Look at this 30 power. He's got to get out of here. We have a much bigger hand than he does. Oh, we were hoping that hit. Okay, that's okay. That's okay. 115. 115. I don't even care if we win this. Oh, that's so crazy, man. If we would have had Corvus. I guess it just depends what goes where. Here we go. Does he have Dracula, though? We're going to win right side. We should just win this. I guess if this goes mid, we would lose depending on what he does. Let's see. Oh, that's worst case scenario. This is worst case scenario. Oh, wait, no, it's not because we have the middle. Yeah. What? A 15 power Scorn, bro. I mean, obviously, locations like Sinister London is going to be insane. Imagine if we had the Dracula there. Didn't even have great curve play all the way, but man, that was sick. Okay, Jay, we have, Castle Blackstone. We did get the Scorn. Unfortunately, we can't play it right now. And he can't play anything either, so at least we're even footing. Nova Roma is huge for us, but not that. Don't get MODOK or APOC, right? Okay, at least we're, okay, now we're cooking a little bit. We could go Blade here and get pressure, or here and hope it goes into one of these lanes. Let's go and play. Let's play Blade right here. We're going to hope Blade goes into Castle Blackstone. I know some will look at this as risky, but I like the 7 power here. Unless he doesn't play there. There we go. Beautiful. All right, he snaps. We've got the extra power. Now we're cooking. We've got the Gwyn pool we can play ahead of curve. That's going to be for Doc and love that. Oh my gosh, things are looking great here. Outside of our Scorn not being able to be discarded yet. I'm surprised this guy snapped. All right, avoided Dawkin like the plague. MODOK is way less enticing. He did get 10, but the Hulk being what it's worth is so crazy. This is strong now, but if we want to get Scorn going, we'll go with Dawkin into this. Collins can either hit Scorn or the Shard, and I'm probably fine with either. Let's put her here, though. Okay, there we go. Let's go into Blade. We have Patriot there. Just a big Hulk thing. Just a giant Hulk seems awesome, right? I mean, this is strong. And then we could play Scorn or something, but I think we just play this giant-ass Hulk. Especially if he's going to go the whole route of, you know, the Sandman or something deck. We're going to snap on this too. He probably leaves, but we got our point across. Yeah, have fun with that. All right, so he's just going to Ultron. So 5 apiece. So this is going to be 20 power, right, of drones. We can beat that with this much, right? I think this just wins. He's going to play Ultron left side. I mean, I guess he's playing another card here, but maybe he doesn't play that. Let's see what he does. We're going to have bonus power go somewhere too. See where that goes. 21 there. Brood? Was he hoping that was Ultron? Yeah, he was. All right, well, There we go, guys. We got ourselves a 3-lane win with very awkward play lines, but, you know, it was definitely cool. All right, we got Scorn in the opening hand. Dawkin, Corvus, love to see it. We'll skip turn 1 and look at our beautiful variant here. Avengers Compound, no discard option again. We have Blade, Colleen, and MODOK and Corvus, but can't do anything yet. Ooh. All right, that's kind of cool. Oh, man, that actually makes things more difficult. Let's go ahead and get Dracula down now. I'll put him down right side, and then we're going to play Dawkin and Corvus together next turn. And I think, guys, we should definitely be able to handle a destroy deck. This Avengers Compound thing, even better for us. I mean, he might go like Venom or whatever, but yeah, I like our options here. Okay, let's go Dawkin into this. I mean, we want Scorn to get hit. We don't want MODOK, so obviously probably MODOK and like, I don't know, whatever is going to get hit. Dawkin here, here's the thing though. I'm actually going to play Corvus first because his shard we're going to get rid of no matter what. We kind of want Scorn to... Okay. We kind of want Scorn to get hit, you know, and get things going there. Okay, there goes APOC. Just not MODOK. There we go. Beautiful. Beautiful. Now Scorn can't boost up the dock, and we know that, but that's okay. We gave that chance of him getting... Or her getting hit a little bit more. Here's the Avengers Compound, and... Oh, wow. Decision time. So if we MODOK now, we have a lot happen. I mean, dude, I feel like we can't MODOK now, though. We're going to play this because this gives us options where to play it. I like that a lot more than not. To me, this is game, set, match, but let's see. He's going to play Venom middle and then do some stuff. Yeah, okay, so he might do Null and Death, but I think we're going to have enough to compete with this.
Enough said, bub.
All right, let's say he Arnim Zolas. He'll have 25 left side. We'll have more than that. Now, this was annoying. This is what happens. This is what I'm talking about, and it could screw up the Dracula. However, this is good for us because we can play it down. So let's go ahead and get down. That's why Corvus is so correct. This, I don't foresee losing to anything, right? Because we get 4, 12. And we'll play the Swarm with us, I guess, right? So we'll go Swarm and a MODOK here, left side, protects us massively. Scorn's going to get power points. Dawkin's going to double. Morbius is going to go up. Drax's going to suck up all that. Yeah, I mean, let's see what happens here. They go Death. Okay, so we don't even have to worry about the Arnim Zola. We matched the 25 anyway, or more than that. And then Scorn's going to boost up something too. So this is a great first matchup against a great archetype and destroy. Both of these very kind of formula, curve, play decks. And Dracula could have gotten Scorn there. It doesn't matter, as this used to do back in the day. People avoid that Dracula lane. 26, 23, 23. We love to see that. All right, guys, we have a Danger Room. We do have Scorn, Gwenpool, Corvus Glaive. Don't hate the opening hand. This deck really soups up later. Oof, Dracula at a 5 cost is miserable, but it allows us to play a Corvus a bit more risky. Now we can't even play Dracula, probably. All right, cool. Opening hand here. Let's go ahead and risk it. See if we get Colleen without dying. Odds are no, because maybe. Hold on. No. Okay. Sorry. I coped for a second. Thought the game didn't hate me. Forgot who I was for a moment. Castle Blackstone. And then we have Dawkin. This is a really cool play. Scorn can't go up as much, but let's get Dawkin here. And then we'll play Gwenpool as well. Rock Slide is pretty disruptive in what we want to do. Clearly, especially when that happens. Oh, do we want to go Gwenpool here or just say screw it and go Corvus? You know what? Let's go Corvus here. Do we go Rock with Corvus too or no? Like we're wasting power, but that's okay. All right, Corvus, you know what to do, baby.
Hey, man, I'm cool.
You know what to do. Come on, get rid of that card right there. Okay, well, that's fine. That's okay. It's all right. We don't need another card anyway. Dracula has lost a lot of his luster. That's for sure. And then we have this. Okay, so let's go Gwynpool here. Widow's Bite there. And then we're gonna need to have an absolute hell of a good game here. This is probably what, Misery over here? Yeah. By the way, Widow's Bite doesn't die Daydream because of course it doesn't. Okay.
I found the rock.
Everything's going according to plan over here. Can we win this? So what we could do is this. Actually, it'd be this. We could play this right here. Let's just ship it. We're going to ship this. We're going to hope Dracula can win the middle. We're going to hope the Shard dies. Widowbite dies. Both those die. Great. I guess if it doesn't die, it's a win too. We're already winning right side by a lot. He's going to have a Darkhawk option here. I think we have a shot. We actually almost don't want the Shard to die here. Okay, now we do want the Shard to die here. No, it doesn't die. Of course it doesn't. Yo, let's go. Yo, that guy made it his mission to make sure we could not win that. And it doesn't matter. We still got the dubs. Look at Scorn as a 110. In like one of the worst options too. That showcases the card pretty well. All right, we got Colleen Wing, Corvus, Glaive, Proxima Midnight, and Mr. Modok. Let's move on from here and let's see if we can top deck a Scorn. That'd be huge. No, but we did get Swarm, which means we can make a lot of Swarms if we want to. Which I'm not crazy about. Let's do it though, because we're gonna go ahead and probably play these in Nidavellir, yeah. Now, if you don't plan on getting this card, this is a must-play stature day, I feel like, for those that like the deck. Sanctum. All right, we know Proxima's going to go there. We could get rid of more of these. This is a little risky to get rid of Modok, but not really. Blade will just get rid of what we need to. Let's get Corvus down for the extra energy and just not hit Modok, right? That easy. Okay, well, that's the first one he hits, so love to see it. Love to see it. Thank you there, Corvus. But we did get the Proxima over there, so that works out. Yeah, I was going to say this is exactly what we need. We need a Gwynpool, and we're tight on space, but let's go ahead and hit this up. Get these two guaranteed, and then we're also going to blade this. So this is perfect for us. We're going to get the 7 twice. It is a discard buffet. That's exactly what we're looking for, right? Absolutely insane. Well, that's fine, I guess. Let's get that out there. At this point, it doesn't... You know, you're not getting your Scorn gameplay, guys, but it's cool to see this deck kind of fire off, yeah. Swordmaster. Okay, and then we got Scorn. So, yeah, I mean, this is definitely just going to be our play here. And even if you play something there, I mean, we've got so much power going in. I'd like our chances. Let's see if we can win the power diff. Okay. Yeah, not even close. All right, love to see it. So we did get Scorn, obviously a little bit late. If we had any other discard options, would have been okay. Got rid of the Modok. Obviously, that did hurt. But, I mean, this is just a good example. If you don't get Scorn, you have Swarm. You have that happen. The hub gives us Scream. And look at that. We top deck the Scorn, so that's really good. And we get to open up with this. I've done a fair amount of games, and I've not gotten to open up with it, so I'm excited. What? Okay, well, the one game we get to, they do too, so there goes that high. We love to see it, though. Okay, we have Aunt May's. They have... Oh, man. They have priority. We want to hope he doesn't play there, right? Like, this is just... we're going to just hope he doesn't play an Aunt May's. Okay, great. Well, our one card that we could have stolen from, we don't get to. Bummer. Well, can't do anything this turn. He's going to have perfect curve, because of course he is. Yeah, look at that. Oh, and he gets the Scorn. Okay, well, we know what kind of game this is. You know, I don't blame him. All right, let's go and pressure the Morbius lane. We're going to stay in here just to prove that we can win. We do have Morbius. Oh, hello. Let's just not get rid of MODOK. If we don't get rid of MODOK, we can win this game. Oh, boy. APOC, huge. That's why you stay, folks. That is why you stay. All right. I like the idea of our... I think this will just win it. We're going to have to play Scorn down. We don't want Dracula to get hit there. We'll play Scorn middle because I guess, again, because we can. Well, no, because Proxima will go there. This should win. Do we snap on this too? We're going to snap on it. Make them leave. Snaps on us. We'll snap back. We're going to have the Proxima go mid, put the pressure. I mean, he definitely could play this right, but we're going to just go all in right and then with the APOC. All right, what does he have? MODOK? I was about to ask what the hell that Valkyrie was doing there, but that's from the hub. Beautiful, guys. Just like that in a game that we had absolutely no business winning.
Apocalypse.
Awesome. That's awesome, dude. And we steal the 8 from him. Feels good. Feels good. Insane. All right, guys. That's sick. Okay, Deathstroke. We have Moon Knight, Proxima, Calling, Wing, and Blade. With an X23 to start. We love this potentially for us. Okay, we got a lot of things happening. We don't want to play anything yet, though. We're going to keep skipping our turns here. Okay, so now we can have some fun. This is going to be a really cool play. We're going to go Blade into Calling Wing. That should get rid of Scorn twice. Is 4 enough to put here? Outside of what Swordmaster, this is kind of... I don't know. I guess Scorn is a better play there if we want to do that. I'm tempted just to go with this here. That has nice destroy variants. All right, Scorn done here. Get the Blade up. Play that right into Colleen. Yeah, this is awesome. Great 1-2 punch. Got the 1-6. See who that hits. Would be awesome if it's APOC. Wow, look at that. We like Moon Knight a lot here. Gambit, though, I like Gambit more. Like, Moon Knight's fantastic to get rid of the potential null. But Gambit, dude, no matter what he hits is huge, but it could help them, right? So we're going to go on the attack, on the offense here. And let's go ahead and play down Moon Knight in the middle. We're only going to get rid of Proxima because of the Titan play, which is nice. What did we even get rid of? I didn't see. A Forge. Okay. There goes a 7 power Blade. That's brutal.
Definitely need to change my underwear.
Dracula would be a game changer. It's not. It's Swordmaster. Might just play the APOC now. Let's go APOC left side for now, and then we have a pretty explosive turn play. Gambit can potentially get a huge snipe for us here. If we top deck Dracula, bummer, but also not a the end of the world. Now, Morbius would be our best play. Okay. This is probably better for us if we're going to be playing Gambit, yeah? Okay, guys. A lot of bad cards to hit. Some good cards. Ooh, it's Lady Sif. Okay, so... Gambit for sure. go Gambit here. And Swordmaster here. I guess it could skip Scorn twice, but I like our odds, man. I like our odds. Do we just build up a different lane? You know what? Let's go Gambit small power here. Ignore middle. Oh, we have a lot of ways to lose this, I'm telling you. Ship it. 50-50. We do get rid of the Scorn. Love to see it. Is it going to be enough? We like that it went in that lane. Come on, go Scorn again. Huge. You know. Just, you know. I have nothing else. Yo! We're playing a cozy. It's not exactly... This isn't my clan, the one that I'm in. But we're playing a cozy, and you love to see it, right? All right, we have Blade, Colleen Wing, Lady Sif, Dracula. No Scorn yet. Lady Sif there. I don't like any of these plays. We don't want to do anything yet. We're going to save our cards. Hello, Castle Blackstone. Want to try to win that. This is tempting. But this is better. This is going to get rid of Blade, Lady Sif, or Gambit. We can afford that, and it's 7 power on Blackstone. They're snapping. Wow. It's okay. We're going to tie because he's going to go with Blade here. So neither of us is going to get the... Wait. Oh, he got a much better opening hand. Well, things are looking rough, guys. Things are looking rough. Let's get Dracula by himself, left side. Okay, things are looking better here. We have the Moon Knight. That's just going to help him probably. So I think we go Gambit into Colleen here. Gambit should have massive value. Anything but Blade.
I am reborn.
And we got rid of our Dracula. Okay, that's fine. Ooh, my God. Guys, we're going to win this. We are going to win this, I think. Maybe. He's only hit his guy once, right? I think we can win this. This is what we're going with right here, guys. Let's get the dubs. He's going to swarm it out. Oh, we got this in the bag. It's beautiful. We did not deserve to win it. No Scorn to be had. We feel bad taking down a fellow cozy.
Apocalypse.
But it had to be done, and there we go. They have a Proxima, so you have that helping them out a bit, but not enough. All right, guys. GG. Solid game. Solid game.
Victory.
And a win we weren't supposed to have. So, that's it for today, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed today's video. Be on the lookout for high voltage. Again, if you enjoyed the content, subscribe. Until the next one, happy snapping.